myself for doing 2 storytime videos in a row, but you know, let's just do it, whatever. Basically, when I was in middle school, I had like my group of friends, you know, and we were just like our group, you know, no one else was like in it, we were like just there, you know. So one day, this girl, we'll call her Ashley. Shout out to any people that I know that are Ashley. It's not you, I promise. One of my friends had introduced her and was like, hey, this is Ashley. She's new. She doesn't have any friends. She doesn't know anyone. Like, I told her she could like hang out with us. We're like, okay, cool, you know, whatever. It's Gucci, whatever. So she seemed really nice. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, Ashley, where do you live? And she turned out to live like down the street from me and Jessica from before in the last video, and I will have a link somewhere to that video if you want to hear about it. So I was like, oh cool, like we can be friends, you know, it's all good, you know, we'll be Gucci. So we're hanging out, you know, for a little bit and everything's cool. And this was maybe in like 6th grade, 7th grade, I don't know, it was one of the 2. And we became really close. Like I would go to her house, she would come to my house every day. We just were close. We did a lot of things together. It started to turn weird. Like, the first sign was she wanted me to like give her a makeover, and she asked me to like make her look similar to me, and I was like, okay. Like at first I was like, oh whatever, but as things kept happening, I was like, this is fucking weird, bro. And my mom took us shopping and she picked out the exact same outfits. Like the exact color, exact everything. I was like, okay, alright. And then it got really fucking weird. She then got her hair cut the same way I did. So anyways, I got bangs and they looked awful. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And the next day, guess who shows up to school with fucking bangs, bro? Like, bangs. Like, she looked so much like me. I was just like, this is weird. I started to distance myself from her, and slowly she would like try to come back. And this went on for like, I think 2 years or something like that. I don't know. She was there for a while. And then keep in mind, we were in like either 7th grade or 8th grade at this point. So one day, when I'm sleeping at her house, she wakes me up and she's like, I have to tell you something. And I was like, okay, like, okay. And she was like, you can't like be weirded out or anything though. And I was like, okay. She told me, in like the best way a 7th or 8th grader could say this, that she basically had a sexual fantasy dream about me and her. And I was like, got a blast. I was like, bro, I need to like get away from this girl. We had basically every single class period together. That was weird too, because she got her classes changed so we could have like very similar classes. At this point, she wanted to like change her name to Taylor, and I was like, this is weird. Like, you're Ashley, I'm Taylor. Like, that's how this works. You don't have bangs, I have bangs. You don't wear sparkly things, I wear sparkly things. Like, no. So finally I had enough, and I was like, yo, you gotta chill with this, bro. Like, we can't be doing this. Like, so one day I went to school and I was ready. I was like feisty. I was like, bro, let me at her. Like, let's go. Just kidding. I like went to school and I was like, I need to talk to this girl. So I was like, hey, do you have a moment? And we were in the courtyard where everyone was, you know. And she was like, yeah, sure, you know, what's up? I was like, yo, can you maybe find a different group of friends and maybe not hang out with me as much anymore? She went from like, yeah, to like, what? And I was like, okay. She was like, I like this group. I'm staying in this group. I'm better than you. Everyone likes me more. Like, secretly, everyone hates you. And I was like, okay. like, right. So I still continued though. I was like, no, but seriously, like, you're kind of just weirding us out. And she got so livid, like, she started screaming at me. She's like, everyone hates you, go die, like, no one likes you, get away, like, I'm better than you, I would make a better tailor than you. And I was like, I'm literally shaking now just thinking about it. And this is happening in the middle of the courtyard, like, where everyone can see, bro. I didn't know what to say, so I kind of just, like, froze for a second, and then I gained my composure back, and I was like, okay, no, seriously, you need to, like, not hang out with us. This is getting so weird. You're so creepy. Like, I'm gonna have my parents call your parents. Like, it was that kind of, like, situation. She's like, I'm not leaving, and I'm better than you, and she pushed me, and I was like, back then I was just kind of like, oh my god, she pushed me. But now I would have been like, you fucking pushed me? Like, no, oh no, it's home. Like, I didn't know what to do, so I pushed her back, and then she, like, pushed me again, and I came so close. I was about to, like, knock her right on her. Then the administrators came right as it was about to happen. And since no one, like, threw a punch, we didn't get in trouble. I was sitting in class and I got called out of class. I was like, oh, great. Like, I'm suspended, obviously. Like, whatever. Like, what can be worse? No, I got called down to guidance, okay? And in guidance, this little conniving, obsessive girl was crying. Like, she had just yelled at me psychotically, and now she's sitting there crying. And she literally told the guidance counselor, I don't know what went wrong. Like, we used to be such good friends. I just want us all to be such good friends again. Like, I don't know what I did to her. And she just all of a sudden started being so mean to me, and I really just want us to get back to a good place. And I looked at her and I said, really? And I rolled my eyes and I had to sit down, and the guidance counselor was like, well, you know, we don't really tolerate bullying here, and I think it would be best if you two stay in here until you talk your issues out. Come again? What? I gotta talk my issues out with this girl who's trying to take over my life? This girl tried to trade lives with me, like, literally. She was like, oh my god, we should, like, trade lives for, like, a month. Like, no one will notice because we're totally the same. And I was like, no. I told the guidance counselor straight up, like, I had no filter back then. I was like, yo, this girl's crazy. Like, she needs to go somewhere. The guidance counselor, of course, was like, well, I don't think that's the best option to say, you know, here's what I'll do for you guys. And I was like, you need to let me out. Like, I have to go to class. This is stupid. He's Holmes. And she was like, no, sit down, sit down. It's either you're going to stay here, work out your problems, and I won't let you leave until you hug it out, or you can get suspended. I'm sorry? Like, I have to hug this girl? What if she, like, takes some of my DNA and makes a clone out of me? Like, no. But anyways, since I tried to be a nice person, I had to hug the girl. We sat there for, like, legit 2 hours, not even joking, because I was not about to hug her. And finally I was like, yo, it's almost lunchtime. Like, I'm getting hungry. Like, I'm in drama. I can act this out. I'll hug her. And that was the end of it. And I've never seen her since. Knock on, where's the wood? Knock on wood. Kind of just, like, disappeared. Like, I guess she went somewhere. I don't know. So that's my story. Beware of creepy ass people that try to, you know, become you, because probably not gonna turn out good in the long run. I hope you enjoyed this story time. If you want to hear more story times, comment down below. Subscribe for more of my interesting life videos. And I will see you guys next week. And stay Gucci!